Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2.
Hi, I hope you are well. This podcast is a place for people to share personal and professional perspectives, talk openly, and ask questions. From serious to silly to sublime, it's all about communication and connections. Always coming from a place of kindness and curiosity, we talk about shared humanity, discuss ideas, and highlight people creating a better world. We've got to keep learning, keep growing, keep being. I'm Melissa Beek, and this is Beek on Being. Today's episode is Beek on Being a Dancer. Historically, dance has always been an important and comprehensive part of communications, ceremonies, celebrations, a method of bonding and self-expression. Dance is significant across so many cultures, spiritually, religiously, part of storytelling, a nonverbal form of getting and receiving information, and complete artistic expression. I'm not sure if dance came before or after speech or if they developed together. I just know it's a universal language that connects us all, no matter our history, traditions, religious, or cultural beliefs. There's a quote from Legally Blonde that I use often in regards to dance. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't kill their husbands. After dancing, I feel elevated. Sometimes I think it's better for my brain than my body, just pure elation and happiness. And any stress I might have had prior has been left on the dance floor. I hear the music, my body just goes. I was never a runner, my knees won't let me, but I can only imagine that the high I get from dance is comparable to what they call a runner's high. Today, I have two incredible women here with me in the studio. Yay! They are my fellow dancing queens. I love these ladies. We have danced together for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. We're going to talk about how dancing affects our brain, body, and spirit, how it reduces stress, improves mood, cognitive functioning, and physical agility, and is an opportunity to be creative as well as make community connections. So let's get into it. Ladies, please introduce yourselves and tell our listeners a little bit about each of you.
Okay. Hi. I am Nikki Tres Palacios. It's pronounced Tres Palacios. And so I do a lot of different things aside from dance, because I am a choreographer at heart, but I am also a yogi, a yoga teacher, a yoga therapist, and a holistic health coach. So that's basically who I am. Yes, I do. There's other things, but we can save that for another podcast.
It's a different podcast.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Kim Miller. I'm a licensed psychologist. I have a private practice in clinical and neuropsychology here in Miami. I have general clinical practice. I see people of all ages, anxiety, mood disorders, personal growth. But I also have a portion of my practice where I work with people with aging and older adults, life transitions, retirement, menopause, death of a spouse, grief, and cognitive issues. So
you do it all too.
Mild cognitive impairment. I don't know. This is my one thing I do.
I love it. It's everything. So we're going to talk today a lot about dance and music and everything. I was thinking about how music and movement and memory are all interconnected. So tell us, I guess both of you can answer anything, but I was thinking, Kim, tell us a little bit about how dance improves memory and cognitive function.
Okay. So we know that all exercise is good for us, but dance has a unique benefit of cognitive functioning. We talk about neuroplasticity when we talk about aging, which is the brain's ability to form new neural connections. Mm-hmm. It tends to decrease with age. So dance has these unique features where we really are exercising our neurons, and it comes in with executive functioning, if I want to get into the biology and all of that of it. But executive functioning is attention and focus, multitasking, cognitive flexibility and planning, and that all.
So we're getting better with age with dance.
We are getting better with age and learning and memory.
Okay.
Because we know use it or lose it, and active learning and working memory, short-term storage, long-term storage. Not sure how much of this you wanted to go into.
No, I love it all.
And recall and retrieval of memories. And so in dance, we are actively doing all of these things.
Okay, so we have to keep dancing forever and ever.
Absolutely.
Okay, I like that.
We need choreography so we can learn the dances. too. But
Okay,
keep
activate our
dancing.
brain.
No pressure.
No pressure. We're gonna talk about that later. But okay, so Nick, then how does the body help with the physical parts of it? The balance, flexibility, coordination.
Yeah, all those things. I mean, dance is, it depends too, I think, like what kind of dance you're doing and who you're doing it with, like ballerinas. And they're also taught so many different things. We're taught discipline, communication. We're taught how to be in a community with others, how to surround ourselves with the right people. And what was the question?
No, we're talking about like the physical ability of like what it gives you from the physical standpoint, dance. Because you were trained.
Yes. But even, just like in a dance in a class or a dance at home in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
It feels,
Or here
it
in the
just
studio.
feels really good. Yeah. Your body just, you release you're releasing endorphins, right?
Yeah.
And your body's just releasing. And also I like what Kim said about memory, because I think music has so much memory to it. So anytime you hear a song, like, and I do this all the time, I'm like, we dance to that, we dance to that,
Yeah.
we dance to that, we dance to that.
And then do you try to remember it?
So it's like,
Movement for movement?
I do. I'm pumping the brake in the car to the song. Yeah.
yeah. So it's imprinted on your body and in your soul.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. And the soul too. I absolutely believe that. It's imprinted on the brain, the body, and the soul. Okay. So you were talking a little bit earlier about neuroplasticity, then the brain adapting to new learning and new skills and cognitive functioning. Can you, well, maybe you already did this. I was talking about like expanding the focus and the attention on problem solving. Like when you talked about short-term memory, long-term memory, like does dance help us with those sort of cognitive abilities?
We're exercising our brain and our neurons are firing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, everything's
when
firing.
we're doing something new, everything is firing. When we're doing something new. And so, yes, that absolutely helps with our problem solving. It keeps our brain active. So,
So staving off dementia or
yes,
okay.
it helps our cognitive health as we age.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So everybody needs to start dancing.
Yes.
Okay, come join us.
I think also, especially learning dances,
Yeah.
instead of just dancing, like actually learning choreography and remembering, that builds the
Muscle.
problem solving muscle too.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I figured that out. I got this.
So
and even for
true.
someone who's not really, who feels like they might have quote unquote 2 left feet, and they're really figuring some stuff out.
They're
with
really
those 2
working it.
feet, Yeah.
No, I like that. That is a part of problem solving because those of us who do it on a continual basis sort of have the rhythm and the movements down. But I do see when new people join us, they really, the ones who love dance really work that muscle, so to speak, the brain and the body muscle.
And it's the same, they say, to learn a new language, to pick up an instrument, to do something new, to really challenge your brain. And so dance is,
it's so
a new
funny
instrument.
because I never think, because we are dancers, the 3 of us, so I never think of dance as a challenge. I always think of it as such a pleasure and an easy thing. But I can see that now when you're thinking about like what you said about the 2 left feet and using your brain for new things. Because to me, learning a new language might be a challenge.
Right.
But so I can see that for people that dance might be a challenge. But yeah, I like that. Okay, good. All right. So I had some notes here that says dance is a form of self-expression, being creative. It's an art and it's an emotional release. And I know we all have discussed it definitely reduces stress. I know on days without dance that my husband will lovingly say to me, "Don't you have dance today?" But dance really speaks to me and my soul. It fills me up. But as an instructor, Nick, you've seen us before, during, and after class in all our many wondrous emotional states. Can you talk more about like resilience and strength, both mental and physical and emotionally, that we get through dance? And then also, what is the difference for you? Because you're the instructor.
Yeah.
So you come in as a teacher where we're students. So is it different for you, that sort of emotional release or the energy that you get?
Yes, it's different because I'm at work, but once I'm in it and I just love it, and I'm not necessarily thinking about the steps because I created that. So it's easier for me to just kind of like, so then for me, it's been really cool to just like, I know what's going on in the room. I know what people are doing. I know how they're feeling. I can pick up their energy. And it is a huge shift from when they step into the room. Sometimes they leave feeling more emotional maybe, because
This
they
is a release.
express themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but one thing that I love about at least what we did was like, it was like you get there, you have all your shit, and it's, all your stuff that you're dealing with all day. And then you step in the room, and that shit goes away for an hour or however long it is. And then if you choose to pick it up and be the same, you can, but if you don't, you feel different when you leave. So,
yeah.
And that's one of the things that I've loved the most about it. And I feel like every one of us has gone through such like loss. I've taught through loss. I've taught through injuries. We go there when we're broken.
Yeah.
And we
100%.
kind of come out feeling better, even though we're still a little broken.
Yeah.
So,
but you've band-aided us.
Yeah, you band-aid yourself really, because it's like, it's so personal.
Yeah.
Every person's having a different experience with the same moves, and they're doing them differently. I mean, it's like, these are the steps, and then you interpret it in your own way, just like everything in life, right? So it's really like a beautiful experience, and it's cool to watch.
Yeah, I bet for you.
Yeah.
Because that's beautifully said. But I'm always curious to know, because like you said, we're all in our individual head. And I know Kim and I dance next to each other. So we're familiar with each other. Sorry, I have to get back towards the microphone. Everybody should get back to the microphone. I know that we dance in unison. There's a rhythm when you dance next to somebody, and you know their beat and their cadences. But you're in the front teaching. So are you watching, not just feeling the energy? Because I know you pick up on our energy, but I like you watching.
Definitely.
The energy, like not the energy. Are you watching the people in the room? Do you feed off of that? How does it make you feel when you're teaching?
Yeah.
The energy that we bring in. Does it make it harder for you?
Yes. It depends. Like let's say the front row's having a moment because they're not happy with the
What do you mean?
What do you mean
spot that
having a
they
moment?
took, or whatever the issue is. Your outfit's tight. I don't know. So, that of course affects you, because energetically, and I know this just from yoga, like once we dance, once we practice yoga, once we move our bodies, your heart field, this is science.
Yeah.
Not woo woo. Your heart field really, like, from your heart
Why did you
out,
look at me, by the way?
because you're a scientist. And because you don't always believe the woo woo stuff. We've had so many woo woo
over here.
conversations.
You're the scientist over there. So
I've come around. I've come around.
You have. It's not, you don't disagree with it. It's just not your jam. I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what was I saying? I lost it.
Just about the emotional release and the energy that you pick up.
Oh, it was saying about the heart field. So like, I tell this to my yoga students all the time. After you practice, your heart field could be literally 20 feet. 20 feet, it's out there.
Yeah.
So it opens you up. And that also opens you up to challenge, because you're like, imagine stepping into an elevator and everybody's heart field is so wide open, and then you're like feeling other people's energy. So that happens in the dance room.
Yeah.
And I,
especially
of course,
if you're
as
empathic.
a teacher, felt it. And then I know a little bit about everyone.
Of course.
Which has been a gift and a burden.
You've got all our dirt.
So, it felt like a little responsibility for me to show up for everyone. So
I think
sometimes
it's
I
a
would
huge
come
responsibility.
with a class of like, this is what I'm going to do, and it's going to be freaking amazing. And then I'd see the vibes, and I'd be like, oh no,
We came in with
we're not doing that today.
We made it too heavy.
Let me do a little longer warm up.
More breathing beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh God! But at least you got to leave some on the dance floor too. All that stress for yourself
so
too.
much. Yeah. And I'd get there like, fuck this. This is bullshit. I don't feel like showing up today. And then I'd start and I'd be like, I'm so glad I came. And then I'd be finished and I'm like, oh, that was amazing.
It's funny that you say that, because you're coming in from a different headspace, where I think I can speak to this, and Kim, you can probably say the same. We're coming in as students. We have cleared the schedule to make sure that we show up for dance. Like my husband used to drive carpool when I was little and reschedule his work stuff so that I made it to dance, because that's the effect dance had on me. We cleared the way to make dance happen in our lives, right, Kim?
Right. And we didn't come in with the responsibility.
Right.
We came in just wanting to let it all out, not worried about what was going on around us so much. The energy was always good when we shared energy, but it was a different feel than you coming in and having to
Being responsible.
Yeah, responsibility for our whatever we brought in that day.
And carrying our burdens, actually.
Yeah.
You got to think about that.
In some way. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd like to think of myself as a channel more than anything. So
True.
it really isn't like I'm doing anything. I'm just there showing some dances and, giving some release.
Yeah.
But I think as a student, it takes a lot of courage to show up to a place where you don't know what's going to come what I'm planning, like what do I have
That's
planned?
the fun of it.
What am I
Evil
going
genius.
through? What happened to me last night?
Oh, God,
that
yeah.
I'm gonna
Your own
bring
personal
into
stuff.
your stuff, into your space. So it's
But Kim, you're right. That's the fun of it. We were excited because it was never the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. And it was such a challenge for me. I love the part of it that competitive with myself, that I get whatever dance 100% that came on, close my eyes and do it.
Oh, yeah.
And not knowing what it was going to be was kind of an extra little added challenge for myself,
Yes.
to
Where
be able
are
to-
we going? What's coming up? What's next in the queue?
Mm-hmm.
There was some that I would remember from the first note.
Yeah.
And dance would just light me up. And like I said earlier about the runner's high, I don't know, but I could just like a chill would come over me. There are certain ones, you had an Eminem one. I don't know why I'm thinking about this now, but I think it was Lose Yourself. But there was actually like a physical reaction that my body would have when it was deep. I would close my eyes too, and I'd put my head down. I could just I was so enveloped in the energy of that moment and the rhythm of that music and the dance that you choreographed that it was otherworldly for me. It was really like a physical chill. I can't explain that. And when people are like, well, tell me a little bit about dance. What do you do? I'm like, you have to experience it.
Yeah.
I cannot, like in the 80s, I would say, oh, it's like flash dance. Or in the 90s, I'd be like, it's like Broadway. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than it's an experience on so many levels.
And picking up on that music and songs, the songs have meaning. Anyone knows that a song comes in your mind and takes you back to a time in your life of whatever it is. And the music in this class spanned so many decades, even before we were even probably on this earth.
Right.
And they just have these wonderful memories, maybe not all wonderful, but just they bring that with it too. And you put that energy into the dance as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Wait, put the microphone a little closer so I can hear you better. Sorry.
Okay.
But you're right about that 100% because I think you knew this, Nick, but there was one song that when my dad was sick that I kind of in my head correlated with him. And I felt like the harder I danced and the more I pushed through this difficult song, it was going to give him the stamina and the energy to push through all the hardships that he had to do. So I didn't think about that until you just said that about how the music relates to each of us individually and on a personal level, like what the song does for us as well. Yeah. And also in my notes, I have here that community sort of dancing. And we talk about the three of us, but there was a larger community and the energy that we had, especially when it was a group of us dancing together, was electric. And I don't know, to me, when we danced together, there was power.
Yeah.
I felt powerful. Can you both speak to the feeling that you got as far as a dance community outside of ourselves, but like the greater group?
So for me, growing up, I came to dance late in life. So I played team sports. And when I came to dance, there was something about walking into a room where everybody is dancing for the better of the class, like the energy, the more energy, the better energy we put in. We all knew what we'd get out of it. And the community and all different women, all different ages. We celebrated so many things for each other. We held each other and supported each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You could walk into the room and just know everybody's stories. People know your story. And so when the energy was good, when we were skipping around the room like little girls, it's just not a better feeling, really.
I didn't think about that, but you're right with the team sports because I don't think I ever played a team sport, but I think about dance was a team sport.
You have your own whatever you need to do for the team, but the team needs to work together for it to be you win, you lose, you have a good game or a bad game, and it's kind of the same energy in that class.
We all experience it together. Was it the same for you as an instructor?
Yes, it was. When it was, for some reason, one day would just be so fantastic. It would, I don't know what it was. It was just, if one person wouldn't have been there, it wouldn't have been the same energy.
The dynamic
it was just like
was
something
different.
about it is so good. So yeah, as an instructor, I mean, it's joyful to see it because I feel like I have I'm contributing in some way to everybody's happiness.
Yes,
and
100%.
like the connection.
You sustained our happiness for decades.
Yes.
So I feel like for me, it's very fulfilling. So that part is, I mean, it's a service. It felt like I got to give something to everybody.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful experience because you don't get to do that very often in the world. You know, you don't get
It's a
to
gift.
consistently,
Yeah.
For
you know,
decades.
show up.
Yeah.
For decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
And
same people.
Yeah.
when Kim was talking, it reminded me of like times I was injured when you're talking about the team sport, you know, and it'd be like, we're here, you know, like we're here, we're behind you, we're going to do it. Just show up, you know,
Yeah.
just
We'll carry you.
yeah. And you did, you did every
I
time.
think you carried us a lot.
Yeah.
Too.
So that when you said that about the team, because I myself have never done a team sport.
Well, now you have.
Now we can say
I'm
we
not
have.
a teamy girl, but
Yeah, me either. Riding solo.
yeah. So yeah, dance it's been the community of the whole thing. And then, you know, it's interesting because later when you're out, you're not in the same community anymore. Right. You know them and you're like, hey, how you doing? But it's not the same as like, hi, you know?
It's very different. I know I've continued with other dance classes. I know, Kim, you have too. And there are some crossovers that come with us to other dance classes. The feel is not the same. Yeah. That's not to say that I'm not enjoying those dance classes, but when we talked about like the support system that we've had over the years with the same women we've been dancing with for 45 years almost, I think.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
45, 40 years.
Yeah, 40 yeah, almost 45 years, I think. The dynamic is different. And maybe those women have it in those other classes because they've been together and we were just so cohesive in this class together. But it's a community. And like you said, we've seen each other through highs and lows, big moments, little moments, you know, everything good and bad. What significance do you think that dance has on that sort of social interaction for us? Especially, I think, because I can speak to myself on this one. I know, Nick, you might agree with me. I'm a homebody person. I'm a solo gal. I am not going out with groups doing things. This was really my social unit, let's just say. So what does dance from an emotional standpoint, a mental standpoint, do on the level for all of us for that sort of social connection?
That's a deepie.
Okay, sorry, I went
That's
deep
a
on you girls.
deepie. What does it do for us on a social level for connection?
Emotional level too.
Emotional.
Like that social, what does that social connection of having that dance community and dancing together do for us on emotional level, and Kim on a mental level too?
Well, I mean,
Go ahead.
it's just people hearing your story, people showing up for you, people acknowledging you and your space in this world.
Like a validation?
Just being there, not necessarily
Just
validating
presence.
you. And because that was a space where you didn't need validation because
Right.
there was just love when you walked in.
Unconditional.
I think about when dance classes started and you haven't seen somebody and you'll stop in the middle of the dance and give that person a hug and kiss, right? Like
Yeah.
just a full, and you know that it's just so authentic
Yeah.
and so supportive and
Yeah.
just there. And so that part of community and being a part of something bigger than yourself, and knowing that you are a part of that and being seen, I guess,
Yeah.
is, I think, really good for your mental health. You know, you're not isolated, you're not lonely,
Yeah.
which leads to depression.
Right.
You are around people and you're interacting, and that also helps with neuroplasticity and
Yeah.
cognitive health and aging. Yes.
I think you said it too, support. I think there was that kind of unconditional love and support.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to express yourself, maybe not with words,
Oh,
but you know, you got to let it out, and
With a twerk and a shimmy.
yeah,
Even better. Better than words.
so that it releases emotional energy,
Yeah.
and you know, we have that in this crazy world. We're pent up a little bit with that stuff, you know, and we're emotional, and we're all different, and we all have different opinions, but we go in there and we're doing the same thing, you know. And we're not separate there.
No.
You know, we're like a group of the same people who have, you know, like each other anyway.
Yeah.
You know, because we have something in common, and it happens to be dance, which is really good for your body and it's really good for your soul. and it's great for your brain and it's great for your emotional release.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I've noticed the most of it was just like, I think that's what's missing now is that connection is missing, number one, but number 2,
100.
you're not letting, the way we danced in there was, it wasn't something that everyone would do. It wasn't
Well, we're not
something
walking
that
down the
everyone
Publix aisle doing that, but
could
yeah,
do.
I mean, some of us may have, but
Right. But I think it's true. We got to see a different part of ourselves in that class that maybe we wouldn't have, otherwise.
Right.
Because you expressed yourself. There was no judgment. You just danced. And
I think
everybody-
we felt comfortable enough in there
Yeah.
to expose everything.
Yeah.
And we did.
And in many ways for that word.
And
but
we
yeah,
did.
And we did. No, but an emotional exposure,
Yeah.
that
In a safe space.
In a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what you said too about, what you said, Kim, about support, but what you said, Nick, about, the connection, focusing in on the connection, because we're all different. We all come from so many different backgrounds. We have so many different beliefs and we think in very different ways, but we were connected on a real deep level, on a soulful level. Can you talk maybe a little bit more about like what you felt, I guess as an instructor, but also with my woo-woo-ness and your woo-woo-ness, the spiritual side of it. And Kim, you too. I know you're more science-minded,
No,
but
I'm a
like
little woo-woo.
I like a little woo-woo.
Spirituality.
No, but can you girls talk
Yeah.
a little bit about like the spirituality or the soulfulness that you experienced?
I mean, I felt like that was a very spiritual experience. Dance has been culturally, it used to be like you would go to the shaman and you would say, these are my issues. And the shaman would say, when was the last time you danced? When was the last time you were with nature? When was the last time that you connected? When was the last time that you ate or, nourished your body?
Right.
Like they didn't say, here's a pill.
No.
This was the pill. This
Right.
was it. And that's missing now.
Yes.
I'm not knocking it because we know we need sometimes in the world we need a little medication, whatever. I'm not
Right.
knocking that. I'm just saying like it's a very spiritual experience.
Yes.
And it's like it takes a lot of courage. I keep coming back to that because it takes some balls to go in there and let go.
Yes.
And not be reserved and like I'm nervous. And people start that way. They're like,
Some people
I'm a
start
little
that
nervous.
way.
Like I don't know. This is what's going on in here. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's a very spiritual, and I think it's very personal for everyone coming in with their different traumas and different experiences in their life. And like, maybe something they were shamed for doing something like that
Yeah.
once, and now here
Maybe.
they come and stand up in this room and eventually getting to the front of the room. Or,
Yeah.
like this other person
I love that.
comes out of you,
Yeah.
like your alter ego, and it's, so for me, dancing has always been very spiritual, and I've done it my whole entire life
Yeah.
since I was a kid, and that wasn't spiritual at the time. I didn't know what I was doing,
Right.
But ballet and tap and jazz, like I didn't
But
get.
it's still a release for you and a connection to something outside of yourself.
Yeah,
And
it's-
also with yourself, but on a spiritual plane,
it
the
just
connection
feels
outside.
really
of it.
good to move your body.
Oh my
It
God.
just feels really good.
It's
Yes,
the
it
best.
does. And I mean, you also brought in spiritual information and you kind of
Yeah.
guided us to think about things in that way and we would use it however we were ready to hear it or practice it or whatever. But you did open up that dialogue, right? And so that kind of piqued interest and curiosity and led to trying to understand it a little bit more.
I love that. And I love that on another level of spirituality at the end where we all sort of came together and you would have the mantras that you would say and it would grow with everything that we learned and keep going. And it was a great form of closure at the end and sort of sealed,
You're ready together.
sort of
Yes.
sealed and cemented like what we just experienced.
Yeah.
It's like an exclamation point.
Yeah,
the end of,
100%.
like,
yeah, I love that. It is.
Yeah.
It was a
That's
big
cool.
exclamation point and
Yes.
everything. And I think if anybody had a hidden camera from how we walked into the studio
To how we walk,
to how we
sauntered.
yeah, I
out.
was gonna say sashayed out. It was such a visual to show the experience of what dance did for us, or what dance continues to do for us.
Yeah, so it's definitely a transformation. That hour and a half.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Remember when we used to go 3 hours?
The
Every other day?
Right. Yes, I do.
I
So do
think-
my ankles.
Oh,
Our knees are feeling it now.
I think I just got a cramp thinking about
Oh,
it.
no. Stretch it out. We have a big couch. You can stretch it out. We'll dance it out afterwards. So for you, Nick, tell me a little bit about creating dances, because you were the choreographer. I want to know where you drew inspiration from. I want to know, did the song come first to you and you were inspired by the music, or did a rhythm or a pattern come to you first and then you waited to find the music that met that? Can you speak to the choreography for us?
Yes, absolutely. For me, it was, I would hear it and then a dance step would just come in, like speaking about intuition or like the woo-woo witchy stuff,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
love
like
it.
it's clairvoyance or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I could just see it. And that's how it would start. And I'd be like, this is amazing, this song. And it took me a long time to get to that place where I wasn't just like, I need to put another song out, you know, like that's
Right,
like, I
no
felt
pressure.
like the pressure of putting songs out every week, which no one was expecting.
How could you do that?
No.
Yeah.
But I was trying to do it. And for years I did that. And then those songs never got,
We
like,
didn't
they
continue to
didn't
play
resonate,
those. Yeah.
You know, they just didn't. And they just never lasted. So after that, I started saying, if I don't feel it in my body, if
Yeah.
it doesn't move some part of my body, excuse me, then it's not a song. So, so yeah, I hear it and it just is like, oh, this is good.
It moves you literally.
It's good. And, you know, I didn't create all this. So I stepped into it. I was taught this,
Right. But you continued it.
but at the time I didn't know I was learning it.
Right.
You know, it was just something I really liked doing. And,
You
know,
were one of us.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was just there, you know, and then learning the dances and, you know, we would work together and I didn't know I was learning how to do that, you
Yeah.
know, and then just one day it was like, okay, now you're going to do it. You're on your
Yeah.
own now, you know, figure it out. And I did.
didn't realize
like,
you were
just
creating
popped
your
out
future.
of my body. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, I actually do this.
Because it's a gift. I think you definitely have a gift to do that.
Thank you. Yeah. And honestly, I do too, because, well, I've been to some dance classes too.
We're not shaming anybody. We love
just
them all.
to get the same feeling, you know, like to dance, to
Yeah.
take a class. And it
Yeah.
feels amazing to do it anywhere. And even if it's stuff I don't love, I still feel great
Does
after.
it feel amazing as a student as opposed to a teacher?
It does.
Like, what's
It's
the
like
difference?
really nice to just go and not have any responsibility,
Yeah.
you know, and I can answer my phone or walk out for one or have, you
Take a
know.
break.
what?
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
Yeah. I can
can't
break
leave the
all my
room.
own rules.
I love those rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
no,
it.
I had rules.
There are some dance classes that I take now and the lights are on and I'm like, wait, what's wrong? Why?
It's-
Wait, what? No, we need to turn off the air and turn on the lights and really get into it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So funny. Well, I think dance helps with mental acuity, physical strength. I believe it makes us more empathic and opens us up to new experiences, inspires creativity, definitely releases tensions, for sure, and lets our soul fly free. It absolutely gives us the ability to connect deeply with ourselves and with others. I think you two are a prime example of that because I've been connected to you forever. I know I've felt connected to our dance community, but like I feel most connected to the two of you over all of these decades. So I am so blessed that you guys are here today and that we've danced together and that you came here to do this with me. Are you up for one more challenge? But it won't be a dance challenge.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, it's not that hard of a challenge. It's just because I know and love you personally, and it's something I do at the end of each of my episodes. Stephen, we're good on time.
Is there cash
We're good.
involved?
There's no cash
Oh.
involved. It's all out of love.
Okay.
No, but seriously, I do thank you girls so much
No,
for
it's an
coming in
honor.
today to discuss
Thank you for
this.
having us. Yeah.
No, but it's hard when I talk about dance to anybody else who hasn't experienced it. So I'm hoping that our listeners today will sort of get the feel of what we mean about how dance affects our brain, our body, and our soul. So thank you, ladies. All right. So this is how I like to end my podcast.
All right.
I do a thing called quickie questions.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You can say it. Oh,
Go
shit.
ahead.
No, I'm not going to give you any hard ones.
Okay. I like hard ones.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. 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 I'll give you some hard ones. Okay. What motto do you live by?
Live and let live.
You can do hard things.
Okay. How do you handle stress?
Face to face, head on.
I dance.
I dance. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. What makes you happy?
Is that one answer or
Anything. You can make a list. I don't care.
food,
Oh, yeah.
nature, my dog, my husband, peace, quiet, sanctity.
Peace and quiet. Just leaving the noise outside
Yeah.
and focusing on the present. Yeah.
100%. And what's one thing you do only for yourself, not for your children, not for your spouse, not for anybody?
It
You
was
both took a
dance.
pause and had to think about that. You both dropped your head
We're
and had
women.
to think about
We're
that
women.
one. I know, but
we don't
the
typically
other
think about
ones you
that.
got so easy. And then when I said, what do you do for yourself? You both were like, huh? Wait, what? Yeah, think about it. What do you do for yourself and only for yourself?
Mine would have been dance.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I do a lot for myself.
I mean, it could be as
actually.
simple as just
How much time
taking
do
a
we
bath.
have?
Yeah. You can make a list on this one too.
You know, I've been into puzzles lately.
Oh,
that has
yeah.
been
That's a good one.
also really good for the brain. I
Yeah.
would say. So
Neuroplasticity.
sit at my table with hot tea, do my puzzle, listen to music,
Mhm.
around my dog. That's something that I do for myself
Yeah.
when I need to chill.
I like that. Okay, last question. What, and this is the most important question. What's your go-to dance jam?
I'm into warm-ups now.
Uh-huh.
Actually, Lose Yourself was an anthem for me.
Yeah.
Eminem, Lose Yourself. I mean, I was just like,
They hit it hard.
every
I felt
single
it.
word, you know?
Oh, I
was
felt
like
it.
every single fucking word of that.
Yeah, I love
like
it.
everybody to listen to that music.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it.
I've changed over time, and now I like This Is Me kind of
Okay,
warm
that's a
up.
good one.
Yeah, I'm more into the warm ups these days.
Okay. I'm old school, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah.
Any of those old school, Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I don't know, any of that stuff that
I
I
love
think
it.
it's just attached to memories for me too.
That's important.
Yeah, happy music.
Yay. Thank you, girls. You survived.
What's
Was it as
yours?
scary? My go-to jam? You know, this is funny. It changes depending on the mood, but I think I texted you all at red lights on the way here.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole flashback of our dance class. We had Dancing with Myself was on, and then
Mhm.
Maniac, and but I love I like all the disco stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm been listening always to Donna Summer,
Mhm.
Casey and Sunshine Band, Earth, Wind and Fire. I love. So yeah, but also Billy Joel.
Yeah.
And then when we were coming in today, because we're all dressed in black, our listeners can't see us, we were singing AC/DC, Back in Black, and then like throwing our head back the way we do at dance class.
I have the sack.
Been too long. I'm glad to be back. Oh, thank you so much, girls. I really feel blessed to have you in my lives as friends and to have you on this podcast and to tell the world a little bit more about how dance makes us great. Just really does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Melissa.
Love you, girls.
Love you.
To our listeners, thank you so much. So grateful you are here. Keep listening, keep learning, keep growing. Keep up with Beek on Being. Follow Beek on Being on Instagram for the latest. To share ideas, thoughts, suggestions, or nominate a guest, DM us. Want exclusive content, behind-the-scenes stories, and listener links? Subscribe. Listen to Beek on Beek wherever you get your podcast. Big shout out and huge thank you to Stephen Chen at Penthouse Studios. Beek on Being was recorded at Penthouse Studios and is a proud member of the Penthouse Podcast Network. Stay well.
Woo.